Before we go into the deep existential despair of my writing journey, let me just say, if you enjoy watching someone spiral into self-doubt by clinging on to the fragile dreams of being a published author, you're in the right place. You can support my ongoing descent into madness by subscribing to this channel, joining my Patreon, YouTube memberships, or checking me out on Substack. Or just leave a comment telling me I'm not a complete failure. Every bit of validation helps keep me from abandoning my novel and taking up beekeeping instead. Okay, let's talk about how utterly impossible it is to be a writer when you have ADHD, a battered soul, and an inbox full of publishing rejections. The life of the writer. A world of endless creative, gripping stories and a satisfying click-clack of keys as you type effortlessly into the page. Wait, for some people maybe? For me, writing is more like being a chaotic wizard with a spell book of half-finished incantations, ideas that come in a relentless storm, striking like lightning, filling my mind with intriguing plots, compelling characters, and entire worlds that demand to be explored. But before I can truly settle and commit to one, another idea, shinier, newer, and more exciting, waves from me from across the room, luring me away. It's like I have the attention span of a goldfish trapped in an arcade. Let's be real. If you were to take a look inside my hard drive, you would find what can only be described as the graveyard of unfinished novels. Some of them were once my entire world, consumed my day and night, filled me with exhilarating feelings of this, yes, this one. Is there one I've finally finished? Yes. And then, of course, the excitement fades, the spark dies, and the file sits untouched, waiting for me to return. I tell myself I'll go back one day, but deep down I know the truth. I'm already emotionally divorced the book, moved on to something else, and left the poor characters standing mid-sentence, forever trapped in an unresolved tension. I imagine my characters huddling together in the hard drive, muttering bitter things about how I abandoned them. He promised me a redemption arc. I was supposed to find true love by chapter 12. We were gonna solve a mystery. Sorry guys, I got distracted. My brain operates like a train station. With every few minutes a new fully formed idea barrels in at full speed, demanding my immediate attention, and I, the unfortunate station master, find myself running back and forth between tracks, trying to decide which train to board. Do I continue the steampunk detective novel that's been sitting untouched for a year? Or should I follow the fresh new fantasy adventure idea that's landed in my brain, promising untold excitement? Oh wait, maybe I should revisit that historical thriller I started 3 years ago? This indecision is paralysing, and before I know it, all the trains have left the station. I'm still standing there empty-handed, waiting and wondering what just happened. And there's that inevitable moment when I open social media. I see my friends posting about their book releases, signing events, glowing reviews. Meanwhile, I sit here staring at a pile of unfinished novels, wondering if I'll ever have the discipline to follow through on just one of them. It's like watching everyone graduate while you're still struggling to find the right classroom. I cheer them on. I'm their biggest cheerleader, of course. I love seeing my friends succeed. But there's always that tiny voice in my head that whispers, you should be there too. If you could just finish something for once. It's ridiculous. And my brain being very helpful as always. Let's say hypothetically I did manage to finish a book. A miracle. Now comes the next terrifying thing that I have to run across at 250 miles an hour. Promotion. Some people thrive in the book community, effortlessly networking, engaging in discussions, marketing their works like professionals. On the other hand, take one step into a writing group and feel like I've walked into a party where I'm the only one who forgot to wear pants. I don't know what to say. Do I just casually drop a link to books? Do hope for the best? Do I awkwardly insert myself into conversations about world building and character arcs? I have this relationship with the internet, full stop. I'm in a lot of discords and I'm not very active because I always feel like I'm in the way. And honestly, in the back of my head, hoping no one notices that I have no idea what I'm doing. And social media, forget it. I can barely string together a coherent tweet on a good day. The idea of trying to craft a engaging book promotion post makes me want to curl up into a ball and rock back and forth. I have no clue what I'm doing. Read my book, it's great, I mean. I think it's great. I don't know anymore, but I promise it has words in it, and some of these words are really cool. Wait, where are you going? Yeah, I'll be terrible at it. I am terrible at this stuff. I've never been good at it. The real kicker, though, is when I do manage to finish something, I immediately lose interest in it. The moment I type the word in, my brain the words "the end," my brain checks out. It's like a relationship that runs its course no longer feel the spark, the excitement, that needs to be out in the world. To me, it's done. It's finished. Time to move on. You know, which is a problem when people ask me, "Is it going to be a series? Are you going to write a sequel?" Oh, definitely not. I tend to write things in big chunks and break them up because that's the only way I can do it. By the time I finished a project, my brain is already galloping off to another dimension, chasing the next exciting idea, the next rush of dopamine. The thought of revisiting something I've already, air quotes, completed feels like reopening a book I've already read 100 times, and I know what happens. I know how it ends. I'm bored of it now. And there lies the problem. I get bored with my own worlds, my own work. That's not a great trait for someone who wants to be a published author. That's being real. So here I am, an ADHD writer with a graveyard of unfinished books, a crippling fear of book promotion, and a tendency to abandon my own worlds as soon as they're fully built. How do I break this cycle? Will I ever finish something, polish it, and actually stick with it long enough to see it through? Honestly, who knows? Maybe one day I'll find that one story that refuses to let go of me, the one that keeps me engaged from start to finish and even beyond. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to navigate the book community without feeling like a lost tourist who gets lost in Shanghai and ends up in a brothel. There is a story there that I will never tell. By the way, that is a true event. I mean, I'll actually promote my work without wanting to sink into the ground. So until then, I'll keep writing, keep bouncing ideas, keep filling my hard drive with stories that I may never finish. Because at the end of the day, even if I never publish a single word, I do love it. But maybe, just maybe that's enough, right? Maybe?